Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So, Bitcoin exploded the last time this happened. That's right. Bitcoin is coming up. It's looking a little bit better today as it's trying to break 60,000 once again. But what is happening right now? What's going to make it explode once again? Well, I'm going to talk about that and more tonight. Let's do it. Welcome, guys. Look at it. We're closing in at $60,000. We have been slowly trending upwards, stair-stepping all the way through today. Okay, let's see if we can make it happen. I mean, once we cross 60, we could be right back up to about 63,000 or 63.7 where we were just not too long ago. Let me zoom out a little bit. You know, once we get back there, then you know what? We may just hover for a few months, and that's okay, right? We're slowly coming upwards. Now, today, Coinbase did report actually better than expected earnings and revenue, so that's fantastic, right? That means there were a lot of buyers and traders, and I don't, not really a surprise, right? Not really a surprise, but good for Coinbase. But you know what else is not a surprise? This Mr. 100, okay? Even though there are many people that are fearful, we know ETFs had a massive outflow yesterday. I don't know what it is today. I'm assuming today was actually net positive because we went upwards, right? Even though some were fearful. In fact, the fear and greed index, first time in fear level in over a year. Think about that. Think about how fast sentiment has changed. From last month, from extreme greed, last week was still at greed, and now somehow we turn fearful within a matter of a week. That's how retail sentiment is, right? But you know what? Like I said, Mr. 100, he is no regular retail investor. In fact, since today, beginning of the day to the end of the day, this Mr. 100 purchased 4,000 Bitcoin. I think he decided to make up for his break because between 422 and 52, he did not purchase any Bitcoin. And this morning he started out strong and he never stopped. Imagine purchasing 4,000 Bitcoin in a single day. No one knows who this is. It could be Elon Musk. It could be Jeff Bezos. It could be, I don't know. And it could be Larry Fink himself. But someone is purchasing massive amounts of Bitcoin. That's how it should be done. You buy when Bitcoin is low. When prices are low, that's when you're supposed to buy. You're not supposed to FOMO all the way up, right? This is when you're supposed to be buying. Even Jack Dorsey, a block, he decided to announce something new. He's going to take, kind of copying what Tether is doing, he's going to take a percentage, I believe 15%, 10 or 15% of Block's profits every quarter and go buy Bitcoin with it. And he has been DCing as well. As of 2 months ago or one and a half months ago, Block has aggregated up to 8,038 Bitcoin on their balance sheet. That's quite a lot, okay? So, all the smart money, the true believers are still loading up. In case you're wondering, 8,038 Bitcoin is roughly around $480 million. Man, that means Mr. 100 purchased like 200 million by himself. I mean, whoever this person is insanely wealthy, for sure, a billionaire, okay? But Jack Dorsey and Block, Tether, and many others continue on buying. And that's what you're supposed to be doing, right? Bitwise CEO is quoted saying, a lot of traditional reputable firms have started engaging with Bitcoin in a way they never have before. Again, the big money, the smart money, they're not panicking. What they're doing is loading up or gearing to load up in the near future. Okay, so all fantastic things. Now, most of you guys tuned in want to know when Bitcoin exploded last time and will it explode again? Well, there's a couple of things that show that this is the case, that we're right there at the cusp of explosion. Okay. Number one, daily RSI has hit a low of 30. Now, the last few times this happened, right? Sometimes it went a little bit below 30, but every time we had a big explosion upwards was when RSI hit 30 or below. And you could see this is where we are right now, right? Even the one that explosion back in March or February of 2024, we didn't quite hit 30, but we're right there, right? That also indicated explosion upward. So this is one of the charts I want to show you guys that show, yeah, Bitcoin's ready to go back upwards. We had a little dip, which is normal. Look at that. Look at all those circled points, right? What came before? A dip. What came afterward? Explosion. Same thing this time around. Here's another one. 200-day moving average. This takes a while before it updates, but we have just formed the all-time high for the 200-day moving average. And again, you look at the last few times, okay, the 200-day moving average broke its previous high, like in October 2012, December 2016, October 2020, and now April 2024. The last 3 times this occurred, Bitcoin started skyrocketing, exploded, and went upwards. And that's exactly what just transpired now. Okay? Another major signal that shows Bitcoin is ready to explode. Fantastic. Fantastic stuff. And if Bitcoin does explode, where is it going? Right? Well, according to this, Titan Crypto has this Bitcoin cycle top all measured out, and you know what? According to this, Bitcoin, if it's going according to plan like before, Bitcoin is going to top out around $330,000 by the end of this cycle. It may seem far-fetched. That's like a 6x from here. It seems literally impossible, right, for Bitcoin to go that high and do a 6x. But keep in mind, that's how it seems every cycle. Okay, when Bitcoin was stuck at 4,000 and you said, well, Bitcoin's going to top out around 69,000, 70,000. No one believed that. No one even believed that it could break through 20,000 before, right? Just like when I say, I think Bitcoin's going to break 100,000 by the end of the year. A lot of people say, no, that's not going to happen. But when it happens, it's going to happen fast and hard and furious. And that's when people start believing and FOMOing in, right? That's how it always works. So this time around, once we break 100, maybe 150, 200,000 is right around the corner. So stay strong. Stay focused. All right, what else is there? Outside of Bitcoin, okay, we got a lot of great stuff happening too with the alts and rest of crypto. Starting with this, PayPal is absolutely a huge fintech company. Whether you like them or not, they are huge. Hundreds of millions of users, and now hundreds of millions of users will be able to buy crypto with this integration or partnership with MoonPay, right? So that's fantastic. So a lot of traditional people, they don't want to mess with Coinbase, they don't want to mess with Robinhood, they don't want to mess with the DEX. What they want is convenience, and this is what it offers, right? So this is going to be pretty big. 400 million users on PayPal over how many countries? Like 100 countries now have the ability to purchase directly within PayPal app with this integration with MoonPay. That is absolutely fantastic. Now, what kind of crypto will 400 million people buy? Well, here's a few good examples. Number one, of course, is my favorite, Solana. Solana is being talked about everywhere. Here is what you see from Franklin Templeton, a very serious asset manager, okay, talking about not only Solana, but talking about memes like Bonk and Whiff and how they brought in significant amount of network fees and DEX volume and everything else, right? So when you have serious companies now recognizing the benefits of meme coins, that I would say we've come a long way. There's no way in hell, even in previous cycles, would anyone with a serious credential ever even talk about memes. That's just not what you do. But now everyone's recognizing it and chains are supporting it, right? But not only that, Solana is doing so well. They have so much going on. For example, Jupiter. Can you believe Jupiter Exchange is number one DEX with the highest number of unique active wallets across all chains? It has surpassed even Uniswap. Think about that. How long has Uniswap been around? How many chains does Uniswap support? And despite all that, Jupiter has surpassed them and has become number one. That's crazy if you think about it. That's absolutely crazy. And something else like Jito, which is a liquid staking platform for Solana, now has 1.4 billion in TVL. 1.4 billion. Holds 10 million SOL. That is absolutely crazy. Crazy, right? So a lot of great things still happening with Solana. Now, what else is there? What about if you're a Bitcoin guy, right? You want to know what will benefit Bitcoin? Well, actually, Solana also has something too that bridges Bitcoin now. But the main project that benefits Bitcoin is Stacks, right? And Stacks is also seeing huge number of growth. Active accounts reach record high, right? Because there's so much enthusiasm over now runes, DPIN, ordinals, whatever. There are a lot of stuff going on, and Stacks makes programmable language happen, basically smart contracts on top of Bitcoin. It's making it happen, and you can see the active address sky high, all-time high, in fact. So Stacks have done really well in 2023 and this year, right? And they just committed conducted, I should say, their Nakamoto upgrade, which just made everything even better. More fast, more secure, and more everything, right? So also Stacks is one to look at. And something else out of the blue, one chain that I don't really follow, but they're just so big and they're gaining more and more ground. That is Ton. Ton is just, I don't know if you guys noticed, Ton is just growing and growing and growing. They are in the top 10. They flipped Cardano and no one even knew about it. Just like secretly, and they're up 11% today. Ton Coin is top 10 out of nowhere, right? Out of nowhere. And partly because Pantera Capital now is investing. In fact, not just them, but also Tether is looking at expanding stablecoins on top of Telegram. This is all based on Telegram, right? Bring dApps to Telegram, bring stablecoins to Telegram, bring everything to Telegram. Even tokenized emojis and stickers. So RWA also coming to Telegram, right? So it's kind of wild because Telegram itself, as far as I know, doesn't reside on the Ton blockchain. They should actually move that first, right? And make it the premier dApp. But still, can't ignore Ton at this point. They're top 10, and you got all these big guys looking to support them, right? So, kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. They might even flip. They might flip Doge soon. Yeah, they probably will. All right. That's pretty much it. Let's do some Q&A. All right, let me scroll up here. $20 super chat from another George. George it up. Thank you. Let's see. If I create a meme coin called Beverly Cat, will you support it? No. I'm sorry. Let's see. Okay, yeah, tongue is go take off. You know, this morning we are talking about vacation spots, right? A lot of people named Phuket from Thailand. First of all, a lot of people want to go to Thailand. And then Phuket seems to be like on an island with a lot of beaches and so forth. I'm looking at flights there, and it is horrendous. You need at least one stop. Some are two stops. And the layover is like 7 hours or 9 hours. It's going to take like me 30 hours or 30 plus hours to get there. That is such a major turnoff. They need to invent teleporters or like faster planes or something, man. That's crazy. This is why I don't vacation a lot in Asia, because everything is just so far away. Anyways, just thought I'd rant a little bit. Thoughts on a 22 IS 500 launch edition? Found one with 2K mileage. Buy or not buy? Well, you didn't say how much it was. And second of all, I'm not a big fan of ISs. Okay, they just don't. Lexus has tried very hard to make the IS like kind of like an M3, M4 competitor, but it's really not. You drive a IS and you go drive a M3 or M4, world of difference. Japanese cars cannot compete with German cars when it comes to driving feel, driving experience, the thrill. I would say if you want a fun two-door car, go with the M2. The new M2, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And you could find some cheap, if you want a four-door car, you could find some cheap M4s. You know, that's just my opinion. In Thailand now, according to Mickey, stops in Korea, Japan, yes, long waits like 12 hours. What are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to go to a hotel, or are you just like wait there? Like, because I don't think you even go to a hotel, because then you have to check out. You have to like leave and then come back. I went to Bahamas. Bahamas god awful expensive. I went to Atlantis in Bahamas, and you know, every bottle of water cost $10 USD. $10. It was ridiculous how expensive they made things, right? Because it's a tourist place. Tush is asking about Goldfinch. It's a RWA play, and I know RWA plays are very hot right now. Okay, but I'm no fan of it because it's basically like a RWA of a bank. Can you make money on it? I think so. Actually, I do think you can make money on it, but yeah, I started climbing up in March because RWA started getting hot. You can make money on this, but still, it's just not a project I'm really interested in. And plus, the name even have gold in it, right? Richie Cool says, I saw your GR Corolla review. I really want that car. I just want to get that as a fun little beater car every day. You could get a new one for about 40K. It's called a Core Edition. I think the normal edition is like 46. But if you could get if you get a GR Corolla, you could drive it all year round, 4-wheel drive, 6-speed, plenty fast at 300 horsepower, practical because it's a hatchback. It's plenty big in the second row. That's like, to me, it's almost a perfect daily driver. Especially if you don't, you could just, you don't have to worry about it getting too damaged or whatever. Or scratched or something like that. Name me a German car better than an R34 NSX. No M3 will be ever as iconic as Godzilla. It doesn't matter. Who cares if it's iconic? Okay, R34 is iconic to like people that grew up with Fast and Furious, but the new generation, no one gives a F about the R34. Zero. Just like no one gives a F about the Supra anymore. The NSX, weird crowd, Gen 1s, are still holding well, but they're not going up anymore. They topped out. In fact, the prices are coming down, right? So I hate to say it, man. There's no Japanese car, and they'll never be as iconic as the 60s muscle cars. So me personally, I would never waste my money on any of those Japanese cars. Not an R34, not an NSX, not a Supra, none of those cars. Just my opinion. If you want something that's going to hold value for a long time, you just go with Ferraris or muscle cars. If you want fun, just get one of the newer cars because they'll outperform them all day long from factory. Infinities are absolute garbage. Los, I'm sorry. Nissan doesn't know what they're doing with Infinity. They should just shut down the whole company. No one's buying Infinities these days. See? Someone's even asking, what's an R34? They have no idea it's a Nissan Skyline. 99% of people do not know if you say R33 or R34, it's referring to Skyline. Prakesh, why are you ignoring my question? How many rate cuts will Janet Powell do? Okay, first of all, that's just annoying. I'm not ignoring your question. And second of all, you have no idea what you're talking about. Janet Powell? And how would I know? I'm not Powell. For that, I'm just going to ban you for the channel. Subarus are real garbage. Big trash. I have the new WRX in my driveway right now. I'll give it that it looks okay, but the interior hasn't changed. It's god awful slow. Subarus have all, I don't know what Subaru's doing. They're worse than Infinity. So yeah, I'd say Subarus are big trash right now. I hate to say it. Cock or whiff? I don't know. Cock has greater potential. It could grow more. Whiff is almost like it's a blue chip for memes now. How do you feel about Mercedes? I love Mercedes. The newer Mercedes, It's like the best of the best. The other Germans can't even compete. Mercedes look fantastic on the outside. They drive well, and their interiors are to die for. Mercedes is on point. They know what they're doing. Um, BMW interiors are horrendous. BMWs, I will give them an edge. Their cars drive a little bit better than Mercedes, but their exterior doesn't look better. Their interior is far behind. Um, and their cars aren't faster either. And Audi's a distant third. Audis have, I would say, equal interior to Mercedes. Maybe they overfill their interiors with too many screens, haptic screens everywhere with fingerprints. Their cars look better than BMWs, but I don't know if they look better than Mercedes. And they don't drive as well. So, I mean, Audis are a distant third. That's why they're cheaper than the two. I had the Beholder. Shorts get wrecked. I don't know. We didn't go up that much, but they will get more wrecked as we go higher. I mean, yeah, for Subaru, it's not even just the WRX. They did dump the STI, but like all the other ones, like the Ascent, and even the Crosstrek. Crosstrek is the only one that people buy, and even that is like really outdated, and it's small. And then I forgot the other SUV that they have. I mean, and they have like the Legacy, which no one buys. I mean, Subaru, it's all, I don't know what Subaru is doing. And they keep using CVT transmissions, which makes it worse. Lotus Emira. I mean, it looks great. I'm not a big Lotus guy. I don't really follow Lotus cars, but I've seen it and it does look pretty good. I don't know about the performance though. Outback is still okay, but it was very popular a few years ago. Now you don't see anyone drive Outbacks because like CRV is simply better. I have driven a Grand Cherokee Trackhawk. Um, it's nice. It's nice. You told me last night that Soul won't hit 1,000 by the end of this year. No, I didn't say that. I've always said Soul will hit 1,000 by the end of this year. Jason, I think you misheard what I said. Do you like Lexus? Favorite model? The new GX 550 isn't bad. It's way better than the GX 460, but it's still, you drive a GX 550 and then you go drive a GLE or even an X5, and the feeling is totally different. One just feels cheap and one doesn't. And I hate to say that GX 550 just feels cheap. There's just something. Japanese cars, they just don't. There's like a secret magical formula that Germans do that Japanese can't do. They try very hard to mimic everything from the door thump to like the way the engine growls and the way the steering feel is. Like Lexus has tried very hard to copy and they just can't get it. Those German engineers somehow could just put it together better. I can't describe it. You just have to go test drive it. If you don't believe me, go test drive like an X5 or GLE and then go test drive a GX 550 and you'll know what I'm talking about. There's a big difference. Big difference. But with that said, my favorite Lexus is actually the RC. No, the LC. Is it the LC 500, right? It looks gorgeous, but extremely dated on the inside. It's one of the most gorgeous cars in real life. It's huge, wide, long. It looks like $1,000,000, but the inside, very dated. Infotainment system, even more dated. Not even a touchscreen, and it's not very fast, but it has an awesome V8 rumble. LC500 convertible is one I would consider getting just to have like a, a nice car to go to dinner with, with the wife with, right? It sounds great. You drop the top down, it looks great, but the infotainment system interior sucks. Heath, you need to take a week off and just chill with your wife and kids. I don't know how you do this without a break. Sometimes I ask myself the same thing. Like, I should just take a break. Even when I go on vacation, I stream. Even on a family vacation, I still stream. Or put out a video because it's like so ingrained into me. Yeah, maybe. Nathan says, cheers on Solana, arguably the most recognizable meme, not just in crypto. No. No. I 100% disagree with that statement. Jason, I don't recall saying that. Come to Sydney for OS CryptoCon 2024 in November. We have Great Beaches Opera House, Kangaroos, Blue Mountains. I don't know. I have to think about it. I think it's even harder to go to Australia from where I am. Heath, I appreciate that. Is Crowwood knife good? I have no idea. Not something that I pay attention to. But there are a lot of shillers that keep trying to shill it. Any halfway decent American-made cars, George? KWS. That's a good question. A Bronco. The Ford Bronco is an excellent car. Excellent SUV. There's a reason why you see so many Broncos now and not Wranglers anymore, because it's so much better than a Wrangler in every single way, except maybe aftermarket parts. Bronco is really well made. I'll say that. Corvette is a really solid car. New Stingray, very, very solid. I still haven't driven one yet, but I know it's damn good. So there's that. I'm trying to think. Like, I don't know. If you want a big SUV, like the Tahoes, like the Tahoe and Suburban, Cadillac Escalade. Like, if you want full-size SUVs, GM knows how to produce them the best. Full-size SUVs from GM by far the best. Not even close. Toyota Sequoia sucks. Ford Expedition sucks. So there are some solid ones. But like, if you're talking about like mid-size SUV, it's like Traverse and Explorers are garbage. Compact SUVs are garbage. There are certain car classes that American manufacturers just suck at. And there's a reason why so many people buy RAV4s and CRVs and Highlanders and Pilots and Tellurides and so forth, because they're just so much better. Dumb question of the day: Pinto, Yugo, Fiero. I'd buy a Fiero and convert it to a Ferrari replica. GMC Yukon is solid. If I was in a market for full size SUV, it would be a Yukon or a Tahoe. I think Yukon is a little bit better. If you get the Yukon Denali, it's so good. Yeah, so like I said, GM knows how to produce full size SUVs. By far, it's so much better than anything else out there. Corvette is the best American sports car by far. It's not even close. And then I would say best SUV, best American SUV has to be the Bronco. Dodge Hornet is like probably the worst car ever created. No, I'm just kidding. It's not the worst, but it's. Do you ever see a Hornet being driven on the road? That should answer your question. I have driven a Wagoneer. The Grand Wagoneer actually drives super nice and has a lot of amenities, but the outside is god awful ugly. I don't know what happened there. Jeep engineers just did not know how to design a Wagoneer. That's why Jeep dealerships are giving them away. There's huge incentives because no one's buying a Wagoneer because they look so ugly. And they're priced really expensive too. Do you like the G-Wagon? I love the G-Wagon. I drive that every day, every chance I get. G-Wagon is one of my favorite SUVs. You know, it looks great. You sit high up. It just like makes you feel like a king of the road. Makes you feel like you know, and it has that bull bar too, right? I removed it, but still, makes you feel like you like just run over the peasants, right? They just have to move for you. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. You can't run them over. Do you like shooting at all? Have you ever watched you mean Grand Tour? Grand Thumb? Garrett Thumb? I have no idea who that is. I do like shooting. I've tried it a few times. Actually, I think I'm a pretty accurate shot, but not a pro by any means. I have a friend who drives a 96 Ranger, lives in a trailer, but he's a millionaire many times over. See, there are a lot of people like that, but you got to figure if you're not going to spend it, why make it in the first place, right? It's like you can't take it with you to the grave, and you don't know how long your life is. You could just disappear tomorrow. There's a lot of people that save, and then they just pass away, right? So you have to live your life a little bit. Check out my pick. It's a BDC Stingray, 69 Riverside Gold Astronaut Stingray. Um, that's a very descriptive description of your car. Congrats. How does crypto handle parabolic bull run? Of course, it handles it well. uh, if you live through previous cycles, hey, we're heading higher. We finally broke this whole day. We couldn't break 59.4. We just broke it 59.8. Hey, we break 60,000. We break 60,000 right here. Boom. We're right back to 64,000, guys. We're back on track. See, Joby, I'm sorry to hear that, but you hear that all the time. Joby said, happened to my dear friend of mine. He saved everything. He had millions put away, then died in his sleep at 50. Unexpected heart issue. Live your life. See, that's what I'm saying. At the very least, if you have children, you pass away. Okay, you can, pass it to your children, right? Or your family. At least there's something there. But you hear stories all the time. People save. They save their entire fortune, and then something unexpected happens, and they can't even enjoy it, right? So I truly believe people should experience things, especially while they're young, because even if you save everything and now you're like 70s, it's not the same thing traveling anymore, right? You're not going to be doing the same thing. You can't even do everything you want to. You should experience things while you're still young, just within reason. I think there's a new like thinking that if you're in your 20s, you have to do everything now. I think that's the wrong way too. I think a lot of people miss out on building a career because they like to travel and experience things. I think you need to find a mix, right? Travel, experience things, do what you love, but still build a career in the middle and don't, you know, don't forgo it, I guess, right? All right, guys, I'll let you guys go. It was fun. Today was fun. I like talking about stuff, cars in general, but I like talking about vacation and driving over peasants. Hey, look at that. We're almost at $60,000 already, right? That's awesome. All right, guys, smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Happy Friday. We'll see where Bitcoin is. Hopefully back above 60,000 once again. Things are looking better. We have a lot of data and charts that show that explosion is right around the corner. All right, have a good one, guys. Take care.